continue with the resident project representative and to have send somebody here to talk with the board and to answer any questions and to go over some of the concerns that you've already raised. I mean, you're right, the project needs to be done.
And I would ask that we table this and ask VCA to come explain their pricing.
Yeah, I would agree. Because we've been hit, multiple times because of their inability to produce a good plan, good drawings, good budget. I mean, we paid them to estimate all this and they're 4 months off.
When we get vague specs, I mean, I'm definitely not entirely happy, but it is what it is at this point. We have a contract, we need to finish the project.
We here didn't pick VCA, but...
Right, I mean, we're dealing with consequences of somebody else's decision, but so be it.
But they probably, it's hard to foresee this going in without history with them, but they're vague, I'll say, poor engineering practices that cost us quite a bit of money.
Keep going back to there's expected change orders, absolutely.
Right.
But when they're self-imposed, I'd have no problem paying a couple $100,000 for unforeseen situations.
I mean, if we were 4 months over schedule, I would say, okay, that's a change order.
I think something should have been written in there where they come right up.
When we're on track, I have a hard time saying that's a change order.
Did we contract with them for certain amounts for different parts of the project, or did they give you like hourly rates?
In this case, it was an hourly rate, and they estimated the hours to be X, and their estimate was way wrong.
Okay, well, as long as they're giving just an hourly rate, then you don't have a firm contract.
Well,
Right.
it's hourly rate, it's food, it's housing, it's travel. So, I mean, there's quite a few numbers involved in
Yeah, I
this.
know, but I don't think a contract like that should be written.
But it
We
was.
should have a firm contract.
Oh,
That you're paying for this, you're paying for that, and then the contractor has to figure out how to get it done. If they say that's the figures.
I agree. That's not how it's written.
Well, I think we need to be very careful next time.
so do we
I agree.
have to make a motion out of tabling this, or we can just table it?
There's no action, there's no table.
Okay.
Right. So we will direct BCA to continue with the project with the resident engineer, whatever you want to call inspector, and we'll sort out the change order with them.
I know our next
Get them to
meeting
come down
is,
here and explain exactly why their estimate was 4 months off.
their next meeting here is July 1st. It's supposed to be in person, so that might be an opportune time if we can ask the 22nd deadline.
Now we can have 25 people in the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, we usually, they open and close.
July 1st is a Wednesday.
Just need
Yes.
another table or two.
First Friday of the month.
Our board meeting will be the next Monday.
Can we use over there where the DMV is?
It's 6th.
We were expecting more.
I don't know, because they were not letting anybody in their building up until now. But I see the DMV is open now, so they might be.
It might be open in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So do we want to request that they come and meet with us?
I think so.
Next meeting?
Are you calling for a special meeting on the 1st since they're going to be down here anyway? Or are you going to make them come back down again on the
We're
6th?
paying for travel every time they come down. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, the problem is the 1st is like, it's in the middle of the day, isn't it, when they come?
It's an 11 o'clock meeting.
Yeah,
Just have them come to the next first board meeting in July.
yeah.
First board meeting will be there
So it'll be July 6th.
July 6th.
Because I don't think everybody can come at 11 o'clock.
No,
Yeah, you know.
I struggle to get here.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do. We'll request they come in.
You all right with that, Tracy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So you'll be reaching out to them here and asking them to continue continue and then end the meeting?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I had, those couple items, so unless anybody else has anything for me.
Do we have anything for Tracy? We did Jeff, right? Did we do Jeff? No.
Yeah, do it next year.
Jeff, you want to go next?
I've only got two additional things. 90 Temple Street's roof should begin Thursday,
Okay.
and I'll be out of the office Wednesday.
Okay.
Unless somebody's got something for me, I'm gonna leave the meeting.
Rusty's got his hand up.
When the budget says that we'll hire the code officer full-time next year's budget, when do you want the code officer to start full-time?
Say that again?
Rusty wants to know when we should hire the code officer full-time. So now we have budgeted next year's budget for...
I'll get there.
What's it?
Yeah, it would be August 1st would be the,
Do we have any option to retire full-time before that?
Jeff, what do you say?
August 1st, yeah.
August 1st?
Do you, okay.
This is not July. Come on.
And I'll hire him tomorrow if you want.
August 1st and have your budget.
So the new budget starts August 1st, so unless you got money to pay him a couple months, we probably shouldn't hire him tomorrow.
Don't everybody money. I'll hire him tomorrow if I can find the money.
I know.
I guess it's August 1st.
August 1st.
Sounds like August 1st. We'll work something up there. We gotta, obviously, put a presentation together for everybody, so. As far as the numbers and all that.
I don't have a secret stash anymore.
I know, we're pretty cleaned out.
Not a secret if you tell us.
Anything else? Do we have anything else for Jeff?
Hi, Jeff.
You good? We're good if you're good.
All right. If anybody's got anything, you can always use.
We got your number.
Yeah, we can email you, call you, all that good stuff. Let's see, I see Chief Kennedy's on. You got anything, Chief?
Sorry, I came to the meeting a little late, so I don't know if Rusty has a little bit of information on this, but on that Spillman dispatch, stuff that I need from Motorola Solutions for dispatch and records keeping. If you guys can vote and give me permission to sign the contract with some contingencies on the contract, we get there was a 7.5% discount on it, and I told them I needed them to find an extra $2,000 to $2,500 off, and they said they wouldn't have an issue with that. But that's only if I can sign by the end of the month. So I don't know if you guys need to vote for me to be able to sign that contract or not, but that would be all I have right now.
Okay. Rusty didn't bring that up yet.
I have
Got his hand up, though.
I will bring it up now.
Okay.
So we budgeted for the IT, for the computer software. As the chief said, if whoever signs the contract, however it gets done, does it by July 1st, there is 69 down to 64, maybe then you just talk them into another couple $1,000s on top of that. So if we're going to do that, what we're going to, Nate will help, I don't know how exactly to say this, but we need to authorize the mayor to, if we have to, that's how it works. We have to authorize the mayor to have the chief or himself sign this contract, believing the contract, whatever, how this goes together, we will not start paying for it until after August 1st, so it won't be coming out of any monies right now. Where the contract's going to have something in it about contingency if the sheriff's office, if the county does not follow through on the system, that we are then not obligated to our piece of contract. It's contingent on that. I can't remember any other contingencies right this minute.
Was our grant firm?
The grant from the federal government?
Yeah, the $480 grant you said we're getting? Is that
We're
firm?
getting $797,000, I believe what it is.
Is that firm?
I believe it is.
And it's from the federal government, not the state government, so.
Okay.
So, that would be the action that we would need to take. Nate, can you check in on that at all?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the issue, the contingency that you're talking about, where you don't want it unless the county also uses it.
The county has to have this system because we're going to be linked with the county system. If they don't have this system, then it's not valuable for us to have the system. They're supposed to be getting the system, but once again, when we want to sign this contract.
Our system would not be able to run without the county hosting it,
So they're going to host it and we're going to be at it.
sign on, it does us no good to have it, nor would they, Motorola expect us
So when
to continue to have it. But
Chief-
I want that written in the agreement, that's why I'm waiting, I made them change that because of that. But
Yeah.
it would do us no good, and it wouldn't work at all, the county doesn't host it.
Is there a risk that the county won't go through with it?
No, well, depends on what happens with budgeting with them, but as of right now, they believe they have the money allocated for it. But that's what the contingency would be. If they don't go, we don't pay. So there's no risk to us. If the county dropped out, ours would drop out, we would have no risk. We would not have to pay them.
I mean, I'd prefer to see the contract with the contingency language in it already, because then your motion would just be to approve the contract. It's nice and clean. It's funny to have like a contingent motion, and so, but insofar as what I think you're really talking about, Russ, would be a motion to approve the contract with whatever this company's called. This is.
Can it be contingent on the mayor's approval? Something along those lines?
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
I'll move my computer closer to it.
We many times do various things that are contingent on the attorney looking it over in X, Y, and Z.
I guess it'd be contingent on the contract, including a contingency for Tioga County approval of the Tioga County contract. I mean, it's messy. It's not any sort of a way that I want your ordinary motions to work, but you don't have a meeting between now and July 1st, and you're trying to have this approved and someone with authority to sign it prior to then, so.
Without the actual contract yet.
Without the actual contract or the.
It helps us, I mean, it saves us, it was 7.5%, it's probably more like 9% now if we, that's the only reason I would want to do this ahead of time. But again, if we could, I could have the contract to the mayor to read, or for you guys to read, even if we had to have a special meeting, I guess, but they shouldn't have the contract with me this week.
I mean, the other thing too would be, so do a motion to approve the contract so long as the contract includes a contingency with Tioga County as has been discussed, and then the mayor signs it, and then at the first meeting in July, clean it up by having a motion to ratify the mayor's signature in the contract.
Right.
I mean, if the board has no issues with the system, otherwise that might be the cleaner way of getting it done.
Keeping it moving without having to have a special meeting just for this.
Yeah, I trust you.
So, Rodney, good luck writing that down. Okay. Because I'm going to make a motion up to that end.
Can I make that motion?
I am indeed.
Who seconded that motion?
I'll say. Thanks, Nate.
Okay. Any discussion about the software that they're gonna buy? Yeah, I think it's overdue for sure. I mean, it's good stuff.
And if there's a glitch, you're just not going to do it.
Right.
Which is what didn't get done.
Drop that gavel.
That's right. All right, Ron?
Yes.
Rusty?
Yes.
Fran?
Yes.
Charles?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Ed, I see you're unmuted.
Yes.
We both said yes, and I'll be a yes.
So Chief, get with the mayor.
Yeah, we'll get that contract signed.
All right, very good, thank you guys. Anything else for me? If not, I'll leave.
Wait, Chief Kennedy, before you leave, you still there?
Yes, sir.
This is Charles. I'd just like for you to know that I know there's a lot of negativity going on in the world dealing with police officers, and I think I can speak on behalf of the board to just let you know that it is not reflected from this town that we have anything negative, or, I mean, you guys, you and the police officers that are employed here always go above and beyond. So we just want to let you know that we see you, man, and we support you through this time. And we don't...
Thanks, Charles, I appreciate that.
Okay, and please let the other guys know that. We're behind you.
Absolutely, that's enough, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think everybody's doing a great job.
Thank you.
And we're gonna have to work through all of our executive orders, and they came up with public comments.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, we have a ton of them. I think there was another 4 or 5 that were passed today for law enforcement, so I think that's about 12 or 13 in the last.
We'll all work through them.
We're definitely gonna be spending a lot of time together.
Yeah, that sounds like it. All right. Anything else? Anything for Joe? Good? All right. Guess you're free to go.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, that's all of our department heads. Our next item is a treasurer's report. So on to our treasurer's report. And everything is looking good. Basically, most of the departments are tracking right on track.
You're satisfied, Mr. Mayor?
Well, I'm,
Move to accept the treasurer's report. We can certainly discuss this.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay. So we have a discussion about the treasurer's report?
yeah, the bank statement balances. What is this last item here, this old CDBG? It hasn't been on previous bank statements. What's that account all about?
Rodney can explain that one.
Actually, that was on there. The other one was not on. This is money we have in the CDBG account that we're trying to get out so we can use it. We've gotten out roughly $26,000 that we can now use into, general fund money.
Well, what is it?
That's when people, like, we loan money to people to fix their houses up. And this is money that's come back to us. And now we had to apply to the state to get to use the money ourselves.
So CDBG is
Community Development Block Grant.
Right.
Okay.
So this is like, if your neighbor got siding and $20,000 worth of work done on their house, normally they got a 0% interest loan or a full grant. And over the years, they paid us back, and we've got about $100,000 that they finally just said that we can, so, we've got $26,000 right now that they said we can have. And the other one, I think we're gonna get that too. But Jeff, he wants to use that for sidewalks. This time.
Has to be decided.
It has to be decided, but
But that's what that's
I was comparing the previous
Yeah.
several months,
Yeah.
it's like a new item.
Yep, that's what it is. It was a little more than that now, we've taken it, split it out into 2 separate ones.
Yeah, they recommended that we put in 2 separate accounts, basically.
Okay. All right, now, there's the sweet fund on here,
Yeah.
and that comment before that it was gone, now it keeps appearing on here.
It's still, they have $5,000 with, whether,
Well, I think that money, it was intended to be for the emergency squad. That should be put into the, if nothing else, into the repair fund.
if we can get it, they'll probably send us a bill for $5,000 for administration fee.
Oh, we don't have it on hand?
No,
No, it's invested in a fund.
Yeah, we never had any money on hand.
The problem probably, as Ron said, is the closing out the account, and then any final fees and charges that the management company had for it, and that's probably why it's still lingering around like this.
And then 5,000 is like the minimum balance in the account.
Yeah, so I'm under the assumption that we won't see that.
It'll get closed out eventually,
Yeah.
probably at the point that they say, hey, the minimum balance has now changed.
Yeah.
Well, why do we have it on our account balances if it's money we don't have?
No, it's on our balance of money that we have, technically.
We don't.
We have it, but we don't have it.
Fran?
Okay.
Fran? If any of that money is left anywhere, anytime, and we get it from them, it will go toward the squats.
Equipment. And I mean, I follow that bank statement balance all the time.
Yeah.
Can it be reorganized? I mean, it's very hard. You've got the Evergreen Cemetery capital improvements, then down here you've got the Evergreen Cemetery CD and the trust fund for the cemetery, and the same with like the sewer department. They're all mixed together, and you've got payroll down here where it should be like up with near the general fund. It's hard to follow.
It's just an Excel sheet so we can move it around.
You can move it around.
We'll look at that and see if we can make it easier.
Thank
I
you.
think Kim puts this together, so if there's a better way to organize it.
Well, the things for the same department or whatever you want to
Right.
call it should be together.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. If we're gonna do a shopping, they should have the ketchup and the mustard in our house.
Okay. The door goes next to the exit.
Here's the relish.
Thank you. I'm all set.
All right, any other comments on the treasurer's report? You know, we always kind of, not watch, but watch the EMS and they're actually looking pretty good on here.
They're in the black.
Well,
They
on
brought
this,
in more money than they spent.
on this one it says they're 4,000 in the hole, but,
That's pretty good.
It's wrong.
This is-
It's wrong.
well, you figure, so the treasurer's report is as of the end of, it's June, so it's as of the end of May, and the EMS number in here is as of 3 months before that, so,
Yeah. No, we're definitely in the black.
so yeah. Things are looking good. All right, so we have a motion and a second. Should we vote on accepting the treasurer's report? Ron?
Yes.
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 And Laura?
Yeah.
Ed, you still there? He's muted again.
Hayden's abstaining
He's
again.
on here twice, actually.
Are you awake, Ed?
So I vote yes. Sure, that's the only vote.
If he had a picture, he got his head, but.
Mr. Mayor?
Oh, wait, he's unmuted again. Ed, you gonna? Rusty?
Is that, are we done with that?
Again.
Trying to get his attention.
Ed, you there?
No, he's not in the yard.
Yeah. We'll move on with
I
that.
got 6-0 now.
Mr. Mayor?
Rusty?
Move we approve the minutes of the June 1st, 2020 meeting?
I second that.
Okay. Any comments on the minutes of the last meeting? All right, Ron?
Yes.
Rusty?
Yes.
Fran?
Yes.
Charles?
Yes.
Laura?
Yeah.
Ed?
Wake up, Ed.
Everybody's gonna say, okay, yeah, I'll say yes.
He wasn't there.
Greg wasn't there. Communications, okay. I got a lot of stuff. Okay, so we will start with our DPW building, closer $3 million. We just got an email that, so we've been having some issues out front, negotiating the property at a decent deal, I guess, fair deal. So originally we were gonna put it off to the side over here, and Gosser said we couldn't do that because it was gonna be too close to the property line. They now have changed their tune, and that is an option. So if we put it off to the side, then we don't need to actually buy any property on top.
We already have the plans for it.
Yeah, we already have the plans, yeah.
Mayor, I know the email from Gozer today said that they would like the village to apply for a variance to the village's zoning board to paper trail this appropriately. I don't know if we need to do a 239 review. But certainly that's something, Jeff's not on the line right now, but we can work on deciding whether we need to send that in or not, getting it done. But my hope is actually tomorrow, I'm gonna email Gozer and say, hey, I think the village is immune from its own zoning requirements and we don't need to do that anyway. I'm happy to give you an opinion letter.
Right.
That says we don't need to do that. And we'll see, hopefully they accept that. But otherwise, we do have the zoning board meeting on the 24th. If we don't need 239, we certainly already have the plans and things. We could possibly have zoning board approval by the end of the month to basically satisfy all the other requirements, as far as I know.
Anyway, we're trying to find a way, to keep this project moving. And that land out front was becoming an issue, so. I personally like the building out front better, but, we gotta stay on budget and on track too, so. This is a good email from Gosser, that's good news. Next thing we got was from Pat Gavin and the hose team. We've all heard about this steamer house and the potential land swap that they want to do between Steve Lounsbury and the village. So I handed out a packet of stuff. And in here, Pat's email describes everything that they've done. And then it also has a map of the exact properties that they're going to want to propose that we swap. So right now, the village owns this property. Actually, we own all of this. So we own 44.1, this one that's Title 14 and 15, and 16.12. That is the art park. And the piece they want is within the art park piece. And then Steve Lounsbury owns the 16.2 spot, which is where that the barber shop is, where they're proposing to put the steamer house. So they had a couple of appraisals done and figured out that that piece of property is very similarly valued to the piece of property that they're proposing we swap them for. So anyway, that is kind of what they're trying to see if we're interested in doing. Obviously, if, like actual contracts are to be drawn up and all that kind of stuff, if we really want to do it. But this is more of is this a feasible thing? Rusty?
Jim, what's the latest swap? I'm not sure. What are we talking about swapping right now? Do you know it or Jim might know?
I got a couple extra copies of this thing.
Is it this thing?
Yeah.
I still don't know what the swap is.
So this is
Upside down.
42 is Steve Lounsbury's property at
Sure.
Clark Technologies.
Oh, yeah.
So he wants that piece directly behind his property.
Oh, okay, he wants back more.
The dark shaded.
And he wants to come out on the central.
So
Now,
Do
is
we
that
believe,
above grade?
this shows nothing about Central Avenue on this particular thing.
Central Avenue would be this road here.
Right there.
You can see it.
To the top. You go up the way you're holding it.
I know where Central Avenue is. It shows nothing about Steve owning anything on Central Avenue.
This is the barber shop.
I understand where all this is.
This is the part of the Steve.
He wants out behind his building, down in the pit, to go out a little farther, but it doesn't have any access out Central Avenue. There's nothing about
Yeah,
that.
you would have to build a room.
Oh, he's talking about building, setting up the bank there to go out? I see
Yeah.
now.
It's gonna be above grade?
That's,
It's just a driveway, basically.
You have to build, he's gonna own that. I mean,
this is
it'd
all,
be like a
to me, this is all new, this particular plan. We had plans about him coming out North Avenue, we had a plan coming up through the back of our thing. This is a new plan for him to build up the bank.
So his driveway would have some sort of a hill in it to go down the bank, you know?
But not go down into the park?
No,
Well, that wouldn't be part of the park anymore. This piece at the end here that's 30
put
feet,
a fence there or whatever.
that piece 30 foot wide would not be part of our pit anymore.
So his trucks and so on would not be driving through the park?
So you remember that originally Fran, that they were gonna come along the edge of the park from the driveway? Now he's talking about owning a strip parallel to his piece and building a driveway straight up into Central Avenue that goes up that little bank.
Right. I assume he agreed it out, so it wasn't like a climbing a mountain, but
He's putting trucks traffic through there, it's gonna have to be a long grade.
Yeah, so I mean,
pretty long.
the entrance and exit will both be on Central?
Yep.
He's not an exit or entrance on North?
Correct.
Now, I was under the impression that he owned, he bought the barber shop, but I was also under the impression that he owns a few feet to the side there, so that's 1612, the next to the barber shop property. Does he own that now, Jimmy? I thought he owned a little chunk of that.
No, I think the property goes inside that fence line, whoever put that fence up.
Yeah, so the fence is in the wrong spot.
The barber shop is not occupied right now, right?
The barber shop's got holes in the roof.
Yeah, I seen the guys up there working out.
So this is just to kind of get the general feel, and then obviously if we're kind of on board with what they're talking about, we draw up the actual stuff.
I'm just saying, this is all new to me.
Yeah. And we
Well,
did
the
contact
zoning board would
Julie.
have to deal with that, would they not?
I'm not sure. We did contact Julie Sweet about the art park funding, because this little strip that this 30-foot wide strip he wants is coming out of the art park. I mean, we're gaining this other piece, which is the same value. She said that would be fine, as far as from a DRI state funding perspective.
Okay, so that 14, 15, and 16.2 would all be part of the art park?
That's all the art park. So the art park is those, like, 4 parcels.
Well, isn't that 44.1, isn't that also the art park?
That's one of the four.
That's the major part.
Yeah, I mean, that's, okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so it is
44.1,
part.
14, 15, and 16.12 are all the art park.
Okay, so where is the pumper building going to be built?
On 16.2, where it says
That gray square.
2,736 square feet.
Okay, so they're gonna hang on to
They're gonna tear down that barber shop.
but
Right.
they're gonna still own that property where the barber shop is.
The proposal will be for the cat's on the line, and correct me if I'm wrong, for the village to own that property.
Well, the way it's
That's my
shaded, it looks like it would not be owned by us.
They shaded it because right now it's currently owned by Steve Lounsbury, who owns parcel number 42. So he's proposing, yeah, he's proposing to give it to the village if the village will give him that piece that's not really a parcel, that's labeled 5,280 square feet.
Okay.
He gives us a little square shaded, we give him a long rectangle shade.
And the little square shaded, somebody had wrote in about how much tax money that would take off the tax rolls. So Kim did some research that square 16.2 generates $415 a year in village taxes. generate less once he knocks down a little water.
Yeah, but then he'll be paying taxes on the other piece that,
That is correct. So he will then own the other piece behind it, which will have to make into a parcel. Or add to his parcel.
Well, yeah, you could say make him combine it with his existing parcel and it's, valued at whatever his
Right.
current parcel is.
So honestly, from a tax perspective, we may make out better than we are now.
yeah. So I mean, that's, as far as getting, trucks in there and so on, that's a valuable part of his business, so.
Well, to him, that gives him a truck road on the exits on a village road, so he doesn't need state DOT permits to get him in and out.
Hey guys, I'd like to, I didn't get the paperwork to show what you're looking at, I have a good understanding of what it is, but I would like to see that, and then also request if they could make a rough rendering of what, putting the proposed exits, any driveways, like where it is that they want access to, where they want to, get out onto the road, where like their building would be and the parking, just so we can get a better idea of what we're talking about as opposed to just looking at the switch on the map that we would see like why we're doing the switch. And also, if they could also say what the frequency of the traffic would be for the access for the trucks or the Applied Technology building.
Yeah, I really think this is something that should go to the planning board.
So whether or not they need site plan review or could most likely be site plan review, that's a question for Scott, the code enforcement officer. And Laura, all the questions you're asking are definitely things that, to Fran's point, would be